Hello again, welcome back to Football Spy, and have I got a rumour for you. News is spreading like wildfire this morning that bookmakers everywhere have stopped taking bets on Frank Ribery going to Liverpool. That would cost Rafa a hell of a lot of money and kind of make a mockery of him slating the rising prices in this summer's transfer window. Follow the story throughout the day on mirror.co.uk. Would also put the spotlight back on Benitez, who really has given Gareth Barry both barrels today. He's accusing Barry of going to Man City basically for money, conveniently forgetting that Barry was desperate to go to Liverpool last season and didn't end up being able to because Liverpool blew it, tried to get him on a budget. City this year were decisive, moved in early and gave Villa what they wanted. In other words, they showed Barry that they really wanted to sign him. But what do you think? Is Barry greedy or is Rafa bitter? And should Ribery go to Liverpool? Let me know at spy@mirror.co.uk or on the blog mirror.co.uk/spy. Some other breaking news this morning. Hull have had a second move for a striker. Hijack Man U moved in for Michael Owen after Phil Brown couldn't keep his mouth shut. Now Sunderland have agreed a fee with United for the highly rated striker Fraser Campbell, and he looks like going there. Hull have got Fulham's Bobby Zamora as a consolation prize, as I told you earlier this week, but if they shut up, they might just get him. Now, we brought you one from left field yesterday after our friends at the Off the Post website furnished us with a picture of Jermaine Pennant landing in Spain to seek his footballing fortune. The only trouble was both we and they thought Pennant was going to Espanyol until Real Zaragoza nipped in and pinched him on a 3-year deal. Just one word of warning for Pennant though. Zaragoza is the place where a couple of years ago the racist abuse got so bad that Barcelona's Samuel Eto'o almost walked off the pitch. So I'd be very careful if I was Pennant. Talking of Eto'o, and the Sun say that quite rightly Man City have given him just 48 hours to decide whether or not he actually wants to sign for them. They've had an offer to make him the richest player in the world on the table for quite some time now, and quite simply he's been waiting for a better offer. But Man U not signing over players who are over 26. Arsenal won't pay the money Barca want for him, and Liverpool couldn't afford him even if they wanted to, or could they? No further news on the John Terry situation as far as his talks with Chelsea are concerned. We'll let you know if anything develops on that. But you know, I'm always telling you about Ashley Young being on his way out of Aston Villa. Well, the Leeds rising star Fabian Delph is one of a number of replacements that the Villa boss Martin O'Neill is looking at. Here's the mail. Now, Fabian Delph, if you don't know, he's a 19-year-old left-sided England under-21 international. Personally, I don't think he's worth anywhere near the £10 million that Leeds want for him. In fact, not even half that. But with Middlesbrough's Stuart Downing out injured until Christmas, O'Neill has to get a replacement in for Ashley Young, and that could well mean that he bites the bullet. Time for Shame the Player. And Surge TV wants to shame a manager today. He's upset with Harry Redknapp at Spurs. Serge is saying here, I would go with Harry on this one for wanting to give up on Roman Pavlyuchenko after his first season in English football. Pavlyuchenko scored 23 goals in 38 games after going through a manager change mid-season. The culture shock on and off the pitch from his homeland to life in the Premier League and virtually having no time off between the Russian league. Then there's been the start of Euro duty and the start of the Premier League season, and yet Harry is ready to throw him out of the club. Not happy. Fair dues. Let me know the player that you want to shame, or the manager like Surge TV, and I'll get your views on the show. In the meantime, some news in brief. On mirror.co.uk, Steve Bruce has been told to raise his bid for Darren Bent to a staggering £16 million if he wants to land the former Charlton striker. Absolutely crazy. In the Mail, Gareth Southgate says he won't be bullied into selling Borough troublemakers Mido and Alfonso Alves. If you know why, answers on a postcard, please. We told you earlier this week that Wigan are in for the Swansea striker Jason Scotland. The two clubs have now agreed a £2 million fee, say Sky Sports News. Fulham have had an approach for Blackburn's midfielder Keith Andrews rejected out of hand. Patrick Vieira's told Birmingham that he's got no intention of even speaking to them, let alone joining them. Very, very cheeky. And the Man City midfielder Gelson Fernandes has gone to French club Saint Etienne, which means Saint Etienne midfielder Blaise Matuidi Could we yet be on his way to Arsenal? Just sticking with the Gunners, and I told you yesterday that for me the Fiorentina midfielder Felipe Melo is way overpriced at £21.5 million. That's a release clause that he's got in his contract. The Telegraph have flagged up a much cheaper quality alternative, Eva Beniga from the Spanish club Valencia. He'd cost around £3 million, if that's true. That would be a bargain. We'll get some footage out and stick it on the blog for you to see him in action. He's a good player. Also, I'm hearing rumours about the Real Madrid midfielder Mohamedou Diarra and Arsenal. We'll see where that one goes. And one more quite important line, very important line from Arsenal. Stan Kroenke, who really has been playing the long game at the Emirates, has increased his stake in Arsenal to 28.58%. Soon, very soon, he's going to have enough to launch a big takeover there, and all hell's going to break loose. The Frank Ribery's are still on offer for the person who can guess how much he's going to move clubs for this summer. Here are some more of your guesses on the spy email. Martin173B thinks he'll go for £49 million. Sam Harrington says 58.5. On YouTube, Man United 225 says 45 million. And Goldblend says £42 million. But he also says here, has the world gone any madder? I think Liverpool fans might soon find out. Two more stories for you. And in our own Daily Mirror, Stoke are hoping to beat Everton and Marseille to the £10 million signature of the Rennes midfield powerhouse Stefan Mbia. And just sticking with our own paper, Everton are about to go back in for the Sheffield United right-back Kyle Norton. He's a good player, but I'd be careful if I was Everton. United want silly money for him. More Spy for you on Monday. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you then.